your moonshine.
It was so hot.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how much I got before.
Stinky.
I think I got half a yard before, but this is a whole yard, and it's a whole bunch.
Yay! How much was it?
$22.
Oh, that's a whole yard?
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, it's $21.85.
Nice.
So not too bad.
Good job. So where I dug that trench is where I want it to go.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Where the burlap is.
Okay.
So you can just pile it on there and I'll mix it in.
Alrighty. Hey girl. I like that thing. Can I take you for a spin? Papa John's?
Nope. Whose cat?
Yes, cat.
Oh, your cat. I guess there's the one problem with hauling things in a minivan. So far on the website, I've pretty much just talked about sewing, and I wasn't sure if I would talk about my garden, and I was trying to just stay on topic with sewing, but I just love my garden, so I thought I would share with you a little bit about my garden and things that we're doing right now. So I've been gardening for 10 years. We've only lived in this house for 2 years, but gardening for me is where I connect with God and where I relax at the end of the day and where I clear my head and find my peace and calm down. So, yeah, I wasn't sure if I would share it, but I really would like to because it's such a huge part of my life. We lived in apartments for most of the beginning of our marriage and only bought this house 2 years ago, but even when we were in apartments, I would garden at friends' houses and help them to start their own gardens. So it's been really exciting to have our garden here because it's ours and it's more permanent and I can watch it actually get better every year and not have to switch from place to place, so that's been really exciting. In one of our first rentals a long time ago, I had made a goal to grow about 25% of our food, and I met that goal with butternut squash and sweet potatoes. We just had barrels. I'll try to find a picture of that for you guys to see. But anyway, so here are some things we're doing. I'm working on starting my first winter garden. I've never done a winter garden, but it's so warm here and things tend to just keep growing in the garden anyway. I was like, why waste all this time? We live in East Tennessee where it's warm most of the winter and it'll frost a couple times, but usually the plants survive those frosts anyway. So I may make like a hoop house or something for things that I know won't last through the frost because I'm sure they'll do fine, and greens are always much better when it's cold anyway, so I'm excited about that. Here's a funny little project that I just did. I made this, if you can see back there where there's a big pile of black compost, that bed is pretty much all clay, and so I went in the other day and I mushed up this soil with my feet and this clay and pine straw with my feet as an experiment to see if I could make my own like earthenware fire pit with just rocks and mud from my backyard. So this is what I came up with. And I'm burning some hardwood in there because I'm about to plant a bunch of carrots. And I'm going to use the ashes to amend the soil to improve the soil for carrot production, for root production. So that was a fun little project. So I'll take you over here. This long bed right here, can you see that? That I'm going to be putting leeks in and I think garlic. I've already grown a ton of garlic, which I can show you. Here is a picture. And I'm kind of doing an experiment, which is a little late now at this point, so it'll probably just end up growing the same as everything else, but garlic likes cold, so I've actually been stratifying my garlic in the freezer. I don't know if it will work, but I was hoping to actually get it started growing now and not let it lay dormant in the winter, because it didn't really lay dormant. You're supposed to technically stratify it over the winter time in the ground, but it's so warm here it just started growing. And the bulbs were not as big as I think they could have been, so I've had my garlic sitting in the freezer for a couple of months now actually. And I'd put them in the ground and see if just the warm end of September weather will make them grow. And then maybe in the middle of winter we can harvest some garlic. We'll see. I think that I might be getting my dates wrong. It might still be close to April, May when our harvest comes. So anyway, over here in this bed, I had some onions and some leeks, and I let the leeks go to seed, and I was able to collect a couple onions. Onions were not very good, so I'm going to just plant those again probably. But I right here have planted peas for the winter to kind of help this bed as a cover crop and maybe get some peas out of it anyway. They're obviously spaced way too close together, but I'm just going to let them take over and then chop them down so the roots will fix some nitrogen in the soil. Next, we've got our tomato plant still from the summer, which I'm about to tear out, and that's where those carrots will be. I found a crop rotation chart for the vegetable garden, and I'll show that to you guys. So after a fruit bed, like tomato, you put in a root bed. So next will be carrots in there. And then here is our raspberry bush. Raspberry heads all the way. It's like 35 feet of raspberries. And those are finished now, and I'm just waiting for them to lose their leaves. And in like October or November, I'll go in and prune them, and they have really taken over. We planted them last summer. They grew up really big this summer. And I didn't prune them because I wasn't sure how they would do, and they clearly did really good. I probably should have pruned them, but I just didn't want to ruin them since they were new and establishing. So I'll go in after they finish dropping their leaves. It's good to let them kind of finish up naturally before you prune them, because they send hormones and carbohydrates down to the root system to help get ready for next year. So if you cut them right away, then they lose that time where the carbohydrates are going back down into the root system. So this one's my strawberry bed. We lost a lot of strawberry plants this year. I had a baby last year and she just turned 1 now, and so this past summer, whenever we have a baby, the garden kind of takes a hit. But these strawberries, oh, I'm covering it. These strawberries had been overgrown by weeds, and so I just recently went in and took all the weeds out and remulched, and now they're a lot happier. So hopefully we'll get some strawberries in the spring. And then over on this side, I'm going to just fill in all the gaps with lettuce so we can have some greens for the winter. I'm really excited. My mom got me a canner for my birthday, which I've wanted for a long time, so I can stop wasting our harvest. So this big mess behind me, oh, I already said that. We're going to be doing garlic and stuff. Garlic, and I've got a bunch of leeks started up on the deck, so I'm trying to hurry up and get this long bed ready for leeks, onions, garlic. And then where I'm standing, let me see. Where I'm standing right here, I'd like to put in 2 or 3 more beds of those 4x8. They're not raised bed, but I took these 2x4s just to kind of mark them out, and we just put those around them in the ground to keep the lawnmower off of them. So yeah, there's that. We're going to put beds here, and then over here, let's see if I can show you. In that corner, I have recently been thinking, this pumpkin was a volunteer that grew, and the kids are so excited about it that I was thinking about doing a wood chip garden this whole entire corner and having a huge pumpkin patch and squash patch for the kids next summer. So we'll see how far along we get with that, and if it happens, who knows. And then that's my neighbor's garden over there. She does a really good job, and we share all our stuff back and forth. So yeah, and a lot of times she'll come over and help me with the big productions of like garlic planting, and then we'll split it. And sometimes we'll plant stuff in my yard, stuff in her yard, just depending on who has space where. So yeah, this is our garden, and yeah, I'm excited to share with you. You can see more on my website, elizabethludden.com, about the garden. I'm working on some cool stuff over there, and let me know, do you like hearing about the garden? Are there things you want to learn how to do maybe that I may know? I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and happy gardening!